The headlines, the issues impacting you, all on This Week in Cincinnati on 9 on Your Side.
Welcome back. Kentucky Attorney General and Democratic candidate for governor Andy Beshear is with us today. Thank you for taking time to join us for This Week in Cincinnati. You were in the middle of a thought when I had to interrupt you. If you want to finish that thought on funding for pension.
Well, we were talking about our plan, which is the only plan in this race for funding pensions. It starts with expanded gaming. Second piece is medicinal marijuana. Now, I didn't get there lightly. I'm the top law enforcement official in Kentucky. But it gives us an opportunity to address chronic pain and reduce the opioids that flow in. Any revenue should go into the pension system.
What state would you use as a model?
Well, I think we've seen different states that have done it right at different times and wrong at other times. I think the first time California did it, they did not do it very well. So if we can take best practices on the medicinal side and make sure that it's real prescriptions, controlled dispensaries, all the way through the industry, making sure we have appropriate regulations, I believe the Attorney General is the right person to do that and can be trusted moving into the governor's role. Third way we're going to fund this pension system is we're going to stop giving state tax incentives to companies that create cut-rate jobs. If you're willing to create a job that you can raise a family on, yes, I want to incentivize you. But if you're not, it's time to stop giving our tax dollars away. And the last piece, do you know in Kentucky, if you buy a luxury houseboat or a private jet, you don't have to pay sales tax? If you can afford it, you should pay that sales tax.
Okay, we're going to move on to something that our viewers are very interested in, the Brent Spence Bridge. What's the fix?
Well, transportation and infrastructure are absolutely critical to our economy in Kentucky. The fix has to be a governor that listens to our northern Kentucky community and its leadership, that listens to our people in northern Kentucky and understand we need a solution that does not harm those that travel the most, but also someone who can sit down with the governor on the other side of the river. Mike DeWine and I were attorney generals together. We've worked on this opioid crisis, and I believe we can sit down and hammer out a solution that works. But I can guarantee everyone in the northern Kentucky area that I'm going to be listening to them, that they are going to be a part of this and they're going to have a seat at the table.
Should there be a tax for infrastructure purposes? Your opponent, Governor Bevin, is supporting a gas tax. Well, is that a wise thing?
What we see is our infrastructure is crumbling in Kentucky. Under Governor Bevin, I believe we have a D+ and a C- in our roads and in our bridges.
But is it a wise thing to support a tax for infrastructure?
Well, I believe that we've got to look at how we are going to pay for our roads and bridges in the future. And those take short-term fixes, and they also take long-term fixes.
Does a gas tax hurt people?
It can, but it also is something that people traveling through Kentucky also ultimately help pay in
So you agree with him a little bit on that?
Well, I believe that we have got to look at ways to ultimately increase our transportation budget, which creates jobs, but we got to do it in a way that doesn't harm our citizens. And I believe I've shown how I can do that in my lawsuit against Marathon. We settled that lawsuit for $22 million. I want to put the portion of that that's coming back into the state directly into our roads and bridges.
Okay, 2 30-second questions to end this. You're a lifelong Kentuckian. Describe the state in one sentence.
It's a state of amazing people, of limitless potential, but needing a vision to move us forward.
Okay, now give us your 30-second elevator speech on why the people of Kentucky should elect you governor.
Well, I've loved serving as Kentucky's Attorney General. It has given me more purpose than everything but my family and my faith, and I want to continue serving this Commonwealth I love so much. But we need a governor that doesn't divide us into an us and a them, that doesn't attack people who disagrees with him or her. It's time to have somebody who brings us together and who focuses on those issues that are good for everybody regardless of party, which are public education, pensions, health care, and jobs. I will set a good example for our kids, and we'll move the state forward.
Attorney General Andy Beshear, thank you for giving us your time today, and we will continue to follow the race. 9 on Your Side has reached out several times to Governor Matt Bevin's campaign to invite him to be on this program. So far, we have yet to hear back from them. If the campaign does reply, we will make every effort to offer the governor equal time